Greetings to the people. Shalom, assalamu alaikum. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. What's happening? This is Wise Words, Part 8. I'm back at it again. It came out of my mind that I wanted to address some, certain beautiful women made a, they made a suggestion that but I should address an issue. So what I look at it is like this. This part of Wise Words is called Free Love versus Relationships of Convenience. It's free love versus relationships of convenience. And, for many of you, you may not know what I may call a relationship of convenience is. And so, without further ado, I think that can be done, probably even expressed in a way that we all can get some type of grasp and understanding and benefit from it. So the first thing I want to do is really expound on this relationship of convenience. Relationships of convenience many a times don't turn out good. And what I mean by convenient, meaning that you really didn't have to go out of your way. You didn't have to go out of your way to actually meet someone. The relationship of convenience entails that you knew somebody who knew somebody, you seen somebody who knew somebody, somebody introduced you to somebody. That's basically what it was. You liked the way she looked, she liked the way he looked. A family member knew this person, whatever the case may be. You had an aunt, sister, niece, cousin, nephew, whatever the case may be. And they introduced you to this female or male or whatever. What the problem is that when you have this relationship of convenience, is that the majority of that relationship, the majority of these relationships are essentially based on looks and familiarity. Looks, familiarity. And what is crazy about looks and familiarity is that it is so superficial. It is a so superficial relationship. And you like the way she looked. I've been seeing her for a while. He's been seeing her. And before you know it, y'all may have an attraction. And next thing you know, y'all get together. Y'all probably go out a couple of times. And if you don't even do that, you in the crib, because we from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that we ain't changed those up in the last 20 years or 30 years. But the majority of the time, we always in the house. We either drinking, smoking. You know what I'm saying? Having a little nip of this, have a little nip of that. You know what I'm saying? I was going through a problem. She was going through a problem. And being that we kind of liked each other, before you know it, it wound up into a sexual relationship. If a baby came out of that, it's even another type of situation. So that can be considered an honest relationship of convenience. It was convenient, or it was a relationship of comfortability. The only reason I got with her, or the reason I got with him, is because they made me feel comfortable in whatever circumstance or situation prevented at that time. So what happens is that now we're in this relationship, and it gets complicated. Y'all started having sexual relationships, and it dwindles into something else. A lot of us ain't aware of that. A lot of us ain't aware of that. We ain't good for it, right? Those relationships usually wind up disastrous, because there's never been a real connection. It's only been a superficial connection. And many of us are superficial, you know what I'm saying? TV, the culture, she ain't got a big booty, she ain't got a big breast, you know what I'm saying? She ain't pretty in the face, and we don't really want to deal with it. So the substance of a character can't really be defined until we find ourselves in a situation where we got baby mama and baby father drama. You see that now? That came from a relationship of convenience. You see? Now, I want to propose, what is much better, the relationship of convenience or the free love? Now, this is a better object of what you may call the free love concept. Free love, and you heard me and Nicole, Tracy, you heard me and her speak about this free love. And what free love is, it is deep. Free love is this. When you meet a person, or a person meets you, whatever, and y'all be friends. Friends is a term of endearment, caring, consideration, heartfelt feelings. When you take this person as a friend, then naturally what will happen is you'll start developing things for this. You'll start developing sensitivities and feelings for this person. And when that happens, then normally, or subsequently, it'll fall into love. But what happens is that now the love is free. Why is it free? Because the natural consequence of this free love is caring, consideration. You see? Caring, consideration, compassion. You see, these things are natural consequences. Many women complain about men that they don't remember their anniversaries, they don't remember their birthdays. You know why? Because the majority of these relationships were relationships of convenience. There wasn't free love. See, when you have free love now, and a person naturally who begins to naturally care about you, you ain't got to remind them about their birthday. You ain't got to remind them about your anniversary. You ain't got to remind them about these things, because these are natural consequences of a love that was nurtured properly based on friendship. You see, and a development to that. So I say that to say, not to drag this out, is that we need to be people who strives to learn to investigate individuals. And I ain't even talking about like, investigate a man, investigate a woman. What do you really know about this person? See, it's like, for instance, you can sit there and say, well, okay, what's your girl's favorite color? And you might say, well, her color's red. But do you know why she like red? Yeah, her favorite color's green. But do you know why? Do you know why? This color has some form of a significance with her. Do you know the significance? See, free love make you care about the internal states of the person you claim to love. And it is totally subsequently, it's a natural consequence. See, relationships of convenience are not natural consequences. You see, that's why every time we're in a relationship of convenience, we always talking about something we supposed to do. You supposed to know about my birthday. You supposed to know that our anniversary is coming up. You supposed to think that if you're gonna buy one ice cream, you're gonna want her to have some too. See, when you always say it's supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. The actuality of that is that there's no natural consequence in a relationship of convenience. On some levels, relationships of convenience do prosper. I'm not saying that they don't, but a lot of them is less likely. So I ask you that if you really want to get into a relationship, any type of relationship, you should take the relationship that you have beyond a superficial level. If you're in a relationship, you want to get a personal relationship with God, you got to take that beyond a superficial level. You see? See, I remember a brother told me one time, he said that faith is when, or iman, is when you encounter a situation that you have no knowledge on, but you step out on hope, knowing that God is going to respond. See, when you do that, that's beyond being superficial because of the personal relationship. You see? So I ask you that we need to stop looking at the superficialities of this and go a little much more deeper into our human relations. Go much more deep into your human relations. You see? And maybe we'll come out with better circumstances and situations, because all it seems like we is in a cycle of pain. So I'm gonna leave it at that, because I took enough of y'all time. The next segment you're gonna hear is with me and Tracy, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna discuss this free love, versus relationships of convenience. But I wanna get a woman's perspective. because I don't want you women to think that, well, this is always coming from a man. But let's see what a woman says about that. But until then, y'all people have a beautiful day. This is Hussein, minus O'Hayden. Have a beautiful day. Soon things are going to change, and change is the only thing that is constant. So, be on point. Listen to these jewels. I don't know how long Allah's going to grant me life, but as long as I'm here, you'll be able to get them, because I don't do this too often.